Looks like we're recording. So this is gonna be recorded. First session here, the Q&A of a little bit about who we are, what we're doing, why we chose the Skool community. So we're gonna run through some questions for everyone that didn't make the first live event here. We're gonna start doing these weekly, whether it's a Q&A, whether it's a workshop, whether it's office hours, whether it's just a chance to kind of do like a coffee hour and chat. This first one here was set up pretty quickly, and we just wanted to kind of see what kind of attention we would garner from this. But we'll use this as an opportunity to kind of kickstart ourselves and explain a little bit about what we do. So first thing, who is ArcAnalytics? ArcAnalytics, you're looking at it right here. My name is JC Zientek. This is Austin Spivey. I'll let him go through an introduction in a second, but we started ArcAnalytics back in 2021. We've done a series of state and local contracts, one federal subcontract position as well. And since then, we've implemented a couple different service lines into the industry, from staff augmentation of Qlik resources, reselling Qlik licenses as an authorized reseller, and now also doing professional services. So this platform kind of came about to us as a really good way to really tie all of these things together, tying in the education component. We've already done trainings that used to be a lot more hands-on and in person and delivering custom PDFs that were specific to Qlik applications. And, now that Skool and this type of community gives this really good hybrid feel, we've chosen to really dig our heels into this and move forward with this being more of our flagship model. So that's a little bit about who we are. I'll let Austin kind of introduce himself and we'll go from there.
Yep. Hi, everyone watching this recording. My name is Austin Spivey. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I've been working within the Qlik ecosystem of platforms and products for about 7 or 8 years now, going all the way from working with top 100 law firms to large state health agencies and higher education groups and United States state IT organizations. So it's really run the gamut. And, I've been working with JC here for pretty much that whole time, trying to create some solutions around the Qlik platform for our customers that really gets the most out of it and uses all the new features and new platforms. And we've really been trying to embrace fully the Qlik Cloud, Qlik Talent Cloud platform as much as we can. And we've been really excited about the potential of it, especially for migrating existing customers that use the Qlik Sense on-prem platform, trying to help them modernize their Qlik ecosystem to be more scalable, more secure, and take advantage of much more developer-friendly and business user-friendly features.
Awesome. So yeah, that kind of covers a little about who we are, what our background is. Everything's been Qlik through and through. Really, I even did a master's in business analytics, and I was trained in Tableau, almost certified for that. And then, it really started to show that other tools like Qlik, and at the time Qlik Sense, were really solving the business problems that existed in the space. So, another reason kind of why we decided to dig our heels into Qlik. And since we both have made that time investment in the last few years, Qlik Cloud has been shaping up really nicely along with its acquisitions, all the tools that they've acquired, all the plugins, and really it's looking like a great product set going into 2026, even compared to where it was looking at just as good in 2024, 2025. So exciting roadmap here. So let's talk a little bit about who, we've talked a little bit about the services that we offer. I want to dive into that a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. This is our website here. I can put this in the chat in the recording history after this call. But really, I think to get a better idea of everything that we offer and to the extent that it's offered is by constantly coming to our website. We have been making a lot of investment of time into this in the last year. of making sure this content is fresh, making sure that it's relevant. And I'll kind of get to some of that as we walk through it. But really, we tried to position ourselves around this analytics offering for ClickSense. And now AI being primarily through Qlik, through its AI components, but then also through some open source AI. So we'll get into that in a minute. But primarily just going through our nav menu, just to kind of again talk about what we do, that we primarily specialize in 3 industries. I would say mainly just based on our background and expertise. So definitely not limited to these 3, but this is really where the bulk of our experience is going to lie: in state and local government, in education, more towards higher ed, and then in the healthcare space. So anything around public and private healthcare, working with those systems and some of that kind of nomenclature there. Then we're going to move it into the consulting, the professional services. This is where, we have a couple different data offerings here. And, we've renamed these things a couple times, we moved them around, but really the idea here is that if someone is coming to us, we will push Qlik as the primary tool to move forward with, but we're also very open to making your current tools and your current infrastructure work. Qlik is not going to be the right investment for all companies, especially if they've already made an investment into something else significant. And, there is a break-even point for all things. So we realized that just having a general data consulting service line is part of that. But then also a large part of that does come down to our Qlik consulting and our Qlik support. So, you can also kind of imagine anything falls under support, whether it's training, whether it's doing, these types of Q&As will probably turn into more of a office hours style, ask me anything type of assistance on data modeling or functions and things like that. So the next main offering here is technology. So this is everything that we are authorized to resell or really support in general, have a direct relationship with. So at first glance, you're going to see the primary Qlik products, the data integration space, so Talon Data Fabric, Qlik Talon Cloud, and then Qlik Cloud Analytics does kind of have now these, there is the main platform, and then there's these kind of 3 sub products, as you will. These are kind of bolt-ons, but you kind of get a little bit of a teaser as you start to explore Qlik Cloud. Our most recent offerings here are some of these add-ons. These are third-party, just like it says here, third-party extensions or standalone software. So the Arc Toolkit is actually our own proprietary Google Chrome extension. I showed up here. This is something that we currently have completely for free on the Chrome Web Store that Austin developed, and we're going to be adding individual tools to this kit as we start to expand to get feedback. But this is basically a developer-first toolkit that helps you speed up development. So not necessarily something that the end user is going to get extreme value out of, but it's something that shows that we can, do tricks on the bike here. We're using Qlik to a level that most people don't get to, right? So going back to technologies, some of the other offerings here, we do offer VizLib, all of those extensions underneath there, and now with Plana and some of their other offerings, and then Fathom AI Note Taker, which is a third-party note taker recording system that joins your meetings, right? So, and then our newest offering, also not on this page, is Nutanix. So we are now an authorized reseller for Nutanix. So you'll be seeing a page up here soon. The last service line to cover really is staffing. So we just finished building an ATS system, and I'll give a preview of that. There's currently no roles up here for listing, but soon you'll be seeing kind of different jobs pop up, and with the ability to subscribe to these alerts, apply directly within the website, and then become part of our bench so that the next time a job pops up that's suitable for you, whether it's Qlik, whether it's another IT role, something for a database admin, a business analyst, you'll be notified, or essentially you'll have the right to be automatically applied, automatically considered for that opening. So pretty cool stuff there. Wrapping up the service line, and then really our last main point of the website we've been sinking a lot of effort into is the blog. So this has been something that we've tried to make weekly effort at as well. And, these are something that really just tries to touch on some of the freshness around the news, different trends in AI, different trends in reporting, things that are industry specific. Everything is kind of tagged appropriately. So I'd say the blog is also a great resource to lean on as we kind of build that out. Austin, can you think of anything I might have left out here of the website?
Not of the website, I don't think. I think you covered everything pretty nicely. I do want to underscore that the blog is going to be a really good place to see some longer form how-to content, and even some quick news or things that are in the industry that are worth knowing about, including our own offerings. But JC, I'm sure you're about to dive into the Skool community, and how that will complement what you're going to see in our website blog.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think a good way to kind of split this up is that, the website is a great resource for anything around, what we may be doing, our offerings, getting immediately in contact, learning more about the company. But really, why we're all here is actually around the Skool community. So let me switch tabs over to there. And so while I want to highlight, this is so kind of back it up a little bit. The Arc Academy is what we've decided to call the Skool community, and we've chosen Skool as a platform for a few reasons. It's community first, and that was a big thing for us leaning into this. Is that we don't want to build another LinkedIn group, we don't want to build another Facebook group, we don't want to have these individual meetups that limit you to your city locale. It seems like every Qlik meetup I see is over in Bremen or France or somewhere that I'm not. So the goal here is to have a community that's based around Qlik, and then also to mention Skool doesn't have there's no one else on here that is Qlik forward yet. We are the first and only Skool community right now focusing on Qlik. So even though ArcAnalytics does offer other services, like I mentioned, some other toolkits, we offer some other reselling opportunities. Everything that is going to be in this community is going to be focused around Qlik and Qlik enablement. So there might be third-party plugins that people post up in the discussion or things like that, but all in all, it's going to be Qlik first and really just a valuable resource to get things like developer cheat sheets, functions, help and access to us as a resource, and really just networking with the other community. So if you're not familiar with Skool, a big offering here is that it's a good hybrid between a LinkedIn and a Udemy, where you have this ability to attend a classroom and you have this ability to view a calendar and view your members, and you have this course feel, the structure, the accountability, and then even a way to kind of view your leaderboard of where your different members are ranked and how much time people have been putting in. So it's a great way to get people involved, but then it also has that community aspect where people can come in and start that discussion board with one another. It's not just going to be us individually teaching you all and engaging with the community. You can interact with each other, and that's a big part of this push here. So I think the last thing that I want to cover, at least in this session, is that, yes, this community is very new. That's the reason we wanted to fire this up today and kind of get this out there and get these recordings going. We're going to start doing these weekly, whether it is a Q&A, whether it's workshop, whatever it might be. But the goal is to land these out here weekly, build this community, and really just make it an engaging place. Right as of now and foreseeable future, this is going to remain a free community. There may be points in the very distant future where this becomes a tiered subscription, but for the meantime, this is going to be a free community for everyone and anyone to come and get the resources that they need. Whether you're first starting out with Qlik, wanting to learn how to navigate and make selections, and what's the difference between Qlik Cloud and Qlik Sense, all of those things will be found here, all the way to the advanced developer that might be doing things with geocoding and advanced data connections and integrations between systems, especially with some of the newer cloud stuff. So I will say that our goal here is to be focused more so on Qlik Cloud initially. We may backfill some stuff later on that's more relevant to Qlik Sense and some on-prem architecture, but the goal is to be more focused on Qlik Cloud and data integration, like some of the talent products, along with some of the AI products offered by Qlik. So, Austin, am I forgetting anything here?
Don't believe so. No, this kind of covers everything. And did you show off? We're probably gonna be putting things out on all of our socials. Sorry if I missed you say that, JC. But we're up on Instagram and Facebook as well as our website and Skool, and then of course LinkedIn will probably put a majority of the stuff as far as short form content.
Yeah, no, I didn't touch on that, but yeah, same thing with access to anything. That's something that is right now we are in a growth phase of handling some of the social media content. So everything from Instagram, LinkedIn, Google Business, Facebook, YouTube, and now Skool. The goal is for us to be cross-posting a lot of that content. So whether you find us directly on Skool or whether you find us on YouTube and that brings you here, the goal is that all roads lead to Skool. We're trying to kind of funnel everybody into this community so that you can get the help you need, whether you're a developer, whether you're a manager with a team, whether you're a CIO that has a gap in reporting, whatever you need. This community all roads should lead to Skool. So yeah, we'll be updating some socials here, especially on our Skool page. I think most of them are actually in my profile, but we'll be covering that. And yeah, I think we're excited to get this going, and it's the beginning of November now, so we should have a good roadmap coming here, and especially plenty of content before 2026. All right, well, if you watch this recording, thanks for listening, and we'll be seeing you soon. Take
Thanks,
care.
everyone.